Welcome to the My Tech Toolbelt podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Shannon.
And I'm Brenda. And this is a podcast where we highlight educators who innovate, engage, and inspire through the use of technology.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Shannon.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Today, this podcast is going to be released on Thanksgiving Day.
Yep.
American Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
For those of you who are in other countries, this is America's Thanksgiving Day.
2018.
2018. We've put out 20 episodes.
Yes, this is number 21.
This is number 21. Can you believe it?
No.
We've done it.
I know.
We've made it.
And just a year ago, a little over a year ago, is when we first thought the whole thing up.
We're crazy.
I know. When we were having a little midlife crisis and trying to think, what are we doing? We need to do something bigger than what we're doing. And this is what came of it.
Here it is.
Yep.
And so for Thanksgiving, we're thankful for a lot of people and friends and organizations that have just helped us get to this point of 20 episodes and counting.
Right. And so for this special day, we just wanted to thank
people.
Everyone that's been touched or that has touched us. No. Everyone we'd like to thank.
We're going to put some. There's the turkey for Thanksgiving. Sorry. We want to thank the people who've made an impact.
Right.
And have helped us get here.
Helped us along the way from the very beginning. And that beginning days were a little rough.
They were very rough.
Because sometimes I don't learn as quickly as I used to.
Oh, well.
And so we wanted to thank everyone that has made such an impact to us.
Some of them are listening.
Yes.
We'll name them.
Yes. And so first we'd like to start off with the people that helped us just to get our feet wet. And that would be number one, my husband,
Greg Argano.
He helped with the equipment. We told him what our crazy idea was, and boom, he set us up.
And he set us up with a new setup pretty much every week for about 16 weeks. I might be slightly exaggerating, but he really has been instrumental in getting us the equipment that we've needed, equipment we didn't know we needed.
No, and equipment we didn't need, and he still gave it to us. We
still have it, and it's all here on the desk. Also, Pat Lenehan, who spent hours and hours with us, and he didn't have to, explaining what everything did.
Because what are these knobs and...
Because there's a lot of cables and plugs and things that he spent a lot of time with us.
Yes, and very patiently. And we also want to thank Gail Rodono. She was one of our first victims. We did a practice interview with her, and she was such a doll and really helped us realize that we still had a lot to learn.
We actually recorded almost everything with no volume. So, sorry, Gail. We'll get back to you on that. But thanks to that. Thanks to our families.
Oh, yeah.
Who haven't seen us. We spend a lot of our weekends here in the studio. Some of our families come in and have been guests on the show, and some haven't listened, but that's fine.
Right. But some do listen.
A lot listen.
And that's very exciting.
We get really excited. So I think our families have been huge. I think my son might be our biggest marketing agent. He tells everyone that we have a podcast, and he should probably get a commission. And he's 10. I also really want to thank a longtime friend of mine and a huge supporter from early on when we told him we were doing this is our friend John Wick. We told him we were going to do this, and he actually connected us with a lot of folks right out of the gate. And so
very instrumental. Huge
names that we've been able to connect with. So we want to really thank John.
Absolutely.
Another group of people that I'd like to thank, are in my team at the university that I work with. They've been amazingly supportive of helping us think of topics and people to interview, and just helping us to retweet and brag about our episodes and things like that. So they've been huge.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know that we'd be kind of where we are today without not only my team at the university, but your team here.
Right. At Beavens Systems, where I work.
Yeah.
They've been very accommodating to me when I've needed to record or have an interview, and just being able to be quiet, and I can shut my door. And It's been great. And we had our kickoff party at the office here, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And they're big supporters as well.
They're huge. They love to come in and see what we're doing and check out our setup. And so they've been so great. And we have this mock-up studio here in your office that's been I don't know where we would have done it elsewhere.
Right. I mean, where it's quiet enough that we don't have to worry about dogs barking and sirens going off and everything.
They've been great.
Yeah.
A couple other folks that we want to recognize are the folks that we get all of our swag and our T-shirts and our stickers and buttons from is Sticker Mule has been great, giving with the discounts and all kinds of great things. So we recommend them for all of that type of product. And
they turn out great.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
Stunningly beautiful.
And quick turnaround times, our banners, I mean, everything that we've been able to do has been fantastic from them. Queensboro has provided us with a lot of our professional polos, and I have
jackets.
Button downs and jackets have been great. We're wearing them now. Because, it's a Southern California, November, so
cold day.
It's freezing. It's like 65. And then Teespring, we use Teespring for our T-shirts and products that are available for sale on our website. So we want to thank those folks for supporting us. Also for main supporters, Q and ISTE. Both have been very generous in things like press passes to get you on the floor and in the spaces that you needed so that we could meet the right people and kind of brag about the different vendors that were there and speakers that were there and all kinds of great stuff. So
and connecting us to tons and tons of people, and it's just amazing what they've done for us.
They've been huge supporters of our podcast in ways that I don't know that they even
realize.
Yeah. And our guests and the folks that they are bringing to the table. So we're going to name them all.
Yes.
Because that's who we are. So kind of starting from the beginning and working our way through, we had Mary McCormick, who talked about TouchCast Studio, Zoe Bader, who talked about Go Noodle, Laura McComb, who highlighted her work with Flipgrid, Danielle Moore and Craig Jones that talked about Formative. We had Jessica Solano and Nearpod.
Right. And then we moved on to Amanda Moore and Sam Schneider and the developer, Sean Young, when we spoke about Classcraft.
So that was a great one.
That was a 2-episode one.
Yeah, double feature.
Mm-hmm. And then we met with Matt Menshner, and he was great talking about Scribble.
Every school should have Scribble.
Yep.
Every high school especially.
And then Keani Romero spoke to us about Donors Choose, which is another amazing piece of software to help get some funds into the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then our friend
John Corippo and Marlene Hebern.
Yes, when they were talking about their book, and we've also interviewed John Corippo by himself about Q. And again, huge supporters of the podcast, and was able to introduce us to so many great people, both of them.
I call them friends now.
I know, absolutely.
I think that we've gone to enough events with them and they've become more than just supporters, they're friends. Also, Meredith Allen, we spoke to her and about the app and software Soundtrap. My sister, Jillian Hoffman, who talked to us about how she uses code.org and in the Hour of Code right around this time. We're kind of moving into Computer Science Week and talking about the Hour of Code is coming up. So that was a fun episode to record with her.
Right. And then to Jessica Pack. She was great. She talked to us about WeVideo and all the amazing things that she was doing. And we learned about a rain shadow.
Rain shadow.
She lives in a rain shadow. Learned what that was.
Didn't know what a rain shadow was.
And then we spoke with Peter Paccone and talked to him about Kahoot.
And how he's using Kahoot in his classroom as AP.
Didn't think that he could do it as far as seniors in high school. Didn't think it was a great fit. And amazing what he's done with it.
I was just amazed at how he's using Kahoot. And he's putting it in the hands of his students. Podcasters who we've met along the way. And they have really inspired us. And we have a few we're going to mention here. Our friend Steven Sato, who's part of the Virtual Reality Podcast.
Met with him a few times.
He's great. He's been on campus at the university to attend, I think, the Better Together event. met his wife. She's come to some of the Q events. Ed camps. And so we've just had a great time with him, and he's just a good friend. And hopefully you'll see some episodes with him, a crossover episode possibly. Luis Perez.
Amazing individual.
You will hear from him in upcoming episodes on our podcast, talking about assistive technologies and some of the books that he's written.
And then, of course, our friends at the Check This Out podcast with Brian and Ryan. So fun, those guys are, and so informative. I learn something every time I listen to them. Many things I learned. They're amazing. And then our friends at Tosa's Talking Tech.
Just have a blast every time I listen to those podcasts.
Both of them are really fun to listen to.
Yeah, those are really good education technology podcasts as well. And then our friend Dave Lee and his dad.
Yes.
We ran into Dave, if you listened to our Q episode last year, March. Dave runs the Waves of Tech podcast as well as the International Podcast Day. He and his dad do that, and it was just super fun to get to know him. He's been a big supporter of ours, and another person that we learn a lot from and are great to be friends with.
And the EduTech guys, very supportive of us. We really appreciate that. And of course, we could not have done what we're doing now without the School of Podcasting. It's an online school, and it's an amazing program, and you can learn completely how to do podcasting from the very beginning. And we will have a link on our website
to take some of those courses.
Take the course. Yes, absolutely.
I don't think we could have done any of this without using them as a resource for sure.
Because it's several steps that you need to go through in order to actually publish a podcast. But we learned a lot. School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson. He's an award-winning. He's been inducted into the Podcasting Hall of Fame now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's legit.
He's the guy. He's
the guy. If you want to learn how to podcast, you'd learn it from him.
Okay. School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
Right.
Another podcast that's fantastic, The Cult of Pedagogy. We learn a lot from listening as well, especially when it comes to education. Leslie Fisher has been a huge inspiration of mine. Dave and Shelley Burgess and the books that they've written and the books that they are publishing have been extremely helpful. I know that I had mentioned before, I'm a voracious reader, and so their books are always on my lists. And then Matt Miller, who ditched that textbook, man.
Right.
That's been one that I just as a education technology leader has kind of always recommended that we don't need textbooks or worksheets. And so I love Matt Miller's work. So thanks to him, he's really inspired us.
And of course,
the tech rabbi, Michael Cohen, just is an amazing man. He's doing so many great things in the ed tech space around design thinking. And so we hope to eventually have him on one of our episodes, but he has been a huge inspiration for us. Richard Byrne is also someone that I follow very closely on Twitter and learn a lot from his blog posts and Twitter posts on a regular basis. And I think finally, I can't name names here, but we have friends at Apple, Google, and Microsoft in their education departments, and they know who they are. We meet pretty regularly with you guys, and I know I can speak for myself. I'm very grateful at the support that they've given to us and our podcast. And so you guys know who you are. Thank you for your support.
And of course, we wouldn't be where we are today without all of the teachers out there, right? Who are in the classroom every day, fighting the good fight, doing the right thing for the students. So we just want to thank all of you and for all your hard work and the administrators as well, right? So not just the teachers, but
the administrators who let them do that good work, who give them the space and the freedom and the opportunity to fail fast and fail forward and keep going and to encourage, these new and innovative ways to support the kids. That's huge.
And nothing makes us happier than highlighting these teachers that are doing such great work in their classroom.
And a lot of them are doing great work in their classrooms with little resources.
Right.
For students who may not otherwise have opportunities like this. And so we just really thank you guys who are working your tails off to make these kids lives and open doors and open windows for them that they would never have had before. So thank you for you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we also want to thank the people that actually recognize us,
yeah.
which is such a crack up.
We're going to recognize those who recognized us.
Number one is Christina
Alvalle. That's how we're going to say it.
Okay.
We're going with
Christina Alvalle from Chile. And she's the one that recognized me at the ISTE convention in Chicago.
On the floor.
On the vendor floor. That had how many people?
There were 24,000 people total at ISTE. So, but she found you.
She found me. And I was so amazed and so shocked and so humbled that someone from another country would find me that so far from my house, and and this is a podcast that we don't show our faces.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that, but
we have a face for radio.
Yeah, that's right. Face for podcasting. And we just want to really, we want you to realize how thankful we are when you come to us and tell us that you appreciate what we're doing, because that generally makes us want to continue doing what we're doing. It
was so shocking, I think, to Brenda that she didn't even get a picture.
No, I'm so sad.
So we're very sad about that.
Yeah. Yes.
And I want to thank Linda Myers, who recognized me while I was voting this past November. I was in the voting polls, and I don't know. Again, I couldn't figure out how she knew me, because she walked up to me and said, "I'm a big fan of your podcast," which made my 18-year-old daughter go, "Really, Mom? Really? Right now while we're voting?" But I thought it was really inspirational. Linda, although not an educator, listens to all of our episodes and then shares our episodes with her nieces who are educators in different states. And it turns out Linda knows you from church and is a big fan and a big supporter. But it made me feel really good, like I was kind of a little bit famous while I was voting. And it made other people, like the other people that were there voting, think like, who is this person? Should I know who this person is? Because she's a big fan, like, she's making, and it made us feel really good, like we're little local celebrities, although now international. Right. So we're very thankful for those of you that do share with us on a regular basis, that you listen, and that we've made a small impact on your lives or the lives of the people that you share us with. Right.
And I think that's really so important to us, is that you share what we're trying to put out there. That is so helpful to us, but it's also helpful to the teachers, right? That are getting something new to listen to. We recognize that there's a lot of teachers out there who, for one reason or another, don't have access to the information that we're trying to provide to them.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate all of you who share our episode, either via Twitter or email or a phone call or text, however you want to get the information out there. We definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can't go to these conferences, or because of their school districts don't have money, or they don't have time, or they've got their own kids at home and can't leave for a couple of days. Right. So thank you for sharing what we're doing with others. We appreciate that. We want to recognize the teachers that made a difference in our lives.
Yes.
I can honestly say that there was my 6th grade teacher, Miss Josephine, and I had told Brenda this earlier, after being sent to the principal's office for 4 days in a row straight because I wouldn't dance in her dance thing that she was trying to make us do, and I had put my foot down and said, I'm not doing this. They came up with an alternative solution for me, and they let me work the audio equipment for this dance recital to Lionel Richie's All Night Long. I got to work the audio equipment, and for me, that was, I think, the moment in my life where someone put a piece of technology in my hands and gave me responsibility for it. And I think it's the single moment where my life changed as far as opening my eyes to the world of technology and getting me interested in what technology, both audio and video equipment, could do. Ironically, I'm sitting here talking on a podcast right now, and who would have known that? That moment. There are many other teachers in my career, probably none of them listening to this podcast, but that's fine, who really, I think, kept me on a path and out of maybe jail. I don't know. I think I was just a kid who required the guidance of teachers who were really supportive and caring. And so really all of my teachers from elementary school to high school deserve the recognition of me sitting here today.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure you have a similar.
Oh, I mean, same thing. I have many teachers that, when I know that I'm failing a certain class and they're taking many steps to help me not fail. But one teacher in particular in high school, and I'll be dating myself a bit, but her name was Mrs. Hennings, and she was my shorthand teacher. And I wouldn't say it was the shorthand in particular that was the amazing thing, but it was the fact that she made everyone feel like it was very important for them to come to school every day. And she would say certain things, whatever it was, or we'd come up with a revelation of some sort, and she would say, "Now, aren't you glad you came today?" Yes, Mrs. Hemmings. And she came in with her beehive hairdo, and this was not in the 50s. I'm not quite that old, but she dressed like she was still in the 50s. And from what I understand, I think last I heard, maybe 5 years ago, she was still teaching. So
God bless her.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's but she
not
was
probably not shorthand.
Probably not shorthand, but she was just amazing. And I think she just stressed how important it was for every student to be there. And she appreciated all the students. And she always called everybody by their given name. There was no shorthanded of names. It'd be Miss this and Mr. this. And she treated everyone with respect, which was very nice.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah.
The teachers who have impacted our lives, and probably every single teacher listener or administrative listener out there has a story of someone who impacted their lives and made them want to go into education, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Whether and maybe they're not all great.
Right.
I mean, maybe there probably are stories I wouldn't doubt that it was like, I have to go into education so that this doesn't happen again. But I think it's fantastic. And so thank you to all of the teachers in our lives, our kids' lives.
Absolutely. Who
have been a part of that. And as a teacher who's been a part of your kids' lives, I'm honored to have had the opportunity to work with all of the kids that I've been able to work with. So I'm thankful for them as well, my students.
And last but not least.
Yeah. Who else are we thankful for?
You, our listener.
Our listeners.
You are the most important thing to us. Absolutely. And we would love to hear from you. And we want to know feedback of what you think. How are we doing? Is there something else you want to hear from us? Yeah.
What do you want to know? What do you want us to talk about?
Right.
There's no shortage of things to talk about, as we know. And we're out there, hitting the pavement for you guys, trying to find things that will help in the classrooms or just excite you, or the things that excite us. So tell us, email us, Twitter us, Facebook us, email, whatever's out there. Go to our website, and there's a form on the website. Share your stories with us so we can share them with the rest of the world.
Right. But we have some big things coming up.
Yeah.
Big things to get excited about.
We do. So, Can I say?
Yep.
Okay. So we are excited that we are officially announcing that we've been selected to be the official podcast of Q as their podcast social media champs for the next 6 months.
Right. So excited.
We're so excited. If I had like a soundboard, I'd have play an applause. Yeah. So with that means 12 or so episodes that will be specifically powered by Q. And we're excited about that. So some of the topic, we wanted to give you a teaser of some of our next topics that are coming down the pipeline. 3D printing. Mm-hmm. We've got a series coming out on assistive technology. So not just one episode, but multiple episodes. Minecraft and education.
Right. And actually, we're also going to touch on technology implementation from an administrator's point of view, which should be very interesting.
Yeah, taking a step out of the classroom and going from what the administration has to think about and talk about. We're also very excited about open educational resources. So we will have at least an episode on that and more. We don't want to tell you everything.
Right.
We don't want to give away the farm here. But we have got lots of topics coming down the pipe, lots of opportunity, lots more guests that we've been interviewing. But
and if you know anyone who you think would make a good fit in our podcast, please let us know.
Reach out to us in any way you can.
Yes.
We're totally out there in the world, and so reach out to us, and we'll definitely look into interviewing someone or you or your friend or whoever it is. We are gonna go enjoy some turkey and maybe a little ham because we're not vegetarians.
Sometimes we are.
So
or sometimes I am.
I'm not. I'm gonna eat turkey and ham. But we just want to wish everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving, safe Thanksgiving.
Right.
Take the time off, relax, and enjoy, and check in with us in a couple weeks.
Right. And we are very thankful for you.
We are very thankful for you, and we wish you the happiest of Thanksgivings and the holiday season that's coming up. Whatever holiday you choose to celebrate is coming up. So we're excited to be a part of those podcasts with you.
Right.
All right. And
we're out. Thanks for listening to the MyTech Toolbelt podcast. If you have enjoyed listening, please rate us on Apple Podcasts or send us some feedback on our website, mytechtoolbelt.com. We would love to hear from you. This will help us deliver the content that you want to hear. Thanks, and we're out.